Utah is exploding in popularity, and with its stunning mountains, booming economy, and family-friendly culture, it's no wonder people are asking, where's the best place to live in Utah right now? But here's the thing, not every city is the same. Some are skyrocketing in price, others are hidden gems, and one in particular is quietly becoming the #1 place to live in the entire state of Utah. So today in this video, I'm breaking down the 10 best places to live in Utah right now in 2025. And trust me, you're gonna wanna stick to the end because the ones at the top of this list are probably not what you were expecting. Now look, I've lived in Utah my entire life. I've traveled and visited every nook and cranny and corner of the state of Utah, and I've done pretty much everything there is to do in the state. I know this state like the back of my hand. And I've seen firsthand countless people transition and make the move to Utah and make this their home as well. And in doing so, I've seen the trade-offs that people make when they make a move to a specific area. I've seen the pros and the cons of every one of these places on the list. And this list is not copy and pasted from some blog post on Google. This is actually what I'm seeing in real time as I have real conversations with people that are making the move here and finding where's the best place to make their new home. It's built on my local insights, as well as trends and what's happening in these areas that's making them much more attractive and more desirable to live in. In essence, it's about what's happening in Utah right now. And so we're breaking down the top 10 places to live in Utah. We're going to start with number 10 and work our way up the list. So let's go. Okay, first off, number 10, let's talk about St. George. St. George sits in the southwest corner of the state of Utah. It is a phenomenal and beautiful place to live. This is one of the most beautiful places in the state of Utah, and it's growing incredibly fast. And look, St. George is a desert oasis covered in palm trees, desert landscapes, and wonderful world-class golfing year-round. It's also one of the fastest growing cities in the entire state of Utah. And the reason for that is the warm winters and the huge retirement destination. This is a destination for people that have already made their money and they're making a move to a place where they can live a new lifestyle and really enjoy their lives as they live them out. But St. George is so much more than that, and it's become increasingly more popular with younger generations as well for so many reasons. And so while it's historically been a great place for the snowbirds and the retirees, it's also currently an incredible place for people that have remote work opportunities and they want a new and different lifestyle where they get to take advantage of the wonderful outdoors and the landscape every single day. And the trade-off for St. George is the summers are brutally hot. Now, with that said, it is a dry heat, very similar to what you experience in Las Vegas. But the trade-off, of course, brings wonderful weather throughout the year, and it really is appealing for a lot of people. Now, for me personally, it's too hot and it's not a big enough market for me to really plant roots, but I can certainly see the appeal as to why so many people choose to make St. George their home. And what I consider the best thing about St. George is its proximity to pretty much everything you would need. Within reason, there is of course a regional airport, there's good hospitals. It's also relatively close to Las Vegas if you need to get to that major metropolitan area or fly out of an international airport. So that's pretty close. But I think that the biggest reason why people want to live here is the landscape and the scenery, along with the proximity to Sand Hollow State Park, as well as Zion National Park. If you don't know anything about Zion National Park, it is Utah's most frequently visited national park, and it routinely makes the list in one of the top 3 to 5 national parks in terms of visitors every single year nationwide. And while St. George and the surrounding areas gives you a really laid-back environment, it does give you that suburban environment. But if you're looking for more of a city environment, number 9 on the list is going to give you a little bit more of that. Okay, next up, number 9 on the list is Salt Lake City, my hometown. Salt Lake City is, of course, the capital city of the state of Utah and its largest in population. And in addition to being our capital city, it is the urban center of the entire state of Utah. This is where you see the most urban environment, with the urban center focused on growth in the middle of the city, with so many new buildings being constructed and rising higher than ever before. Salt Lake City has been growing up right before my eyes. And there's a lot of reasons why. It's a vibrant city. It's one of the few American cities that really grew during and through and after the pandemic. So why is that? Why do people want to live in downtown Salt Lake City? Well, the numbers prove that that is the case because the number of residential living units in downtown Salt Lake City since 2020 has more than doubled, and the city is much more vibrant now than it's ever been before. And a lot of other American cities have seen the exact opposite of that take place. Now, reasons for that, of course, is we have a beautiful, clean city where you can thrive and there are actually jobs. It's also amazing to be so close in proximity to the newest and nicest airport in the entire nation in the Salt Lake City International Airport. We also see professionals and creatives thriving here simultaneously with a vision for where the city and the state is headed for the future. There's so much development happening in and around Salt Lake City that's going to transform this state forever. We've seen it grow up before our eyes, and of course, with that growth comes challenges. But Salt Lake City is an amazing place to live, and it has a variety of different neighborhoods within the city limits that really do call people's attention. And so if you're looking to make the move to Salt Lake City, we're going to want to talk about the different neighborhoods within it because there's so many different nuances, and it's definitely segmented in a way that you're going to make sure that you want to know which neighborhood is right for you. From Sugar House to the Avenues to Federal Heights or Yellcrest, there are amazing neighborhoods in Salt Lake City that we might want to explore if you're looking for that really close proximity to the urban center of the state of Utah. And while all of these things sound beautiful and they're amazing, the downsides of living in Salt Lake City is real estate prices. The cost of real estate as you get closer in proximity to the downtown area gets astronomically more expensive depending on the condition of the property. So while housing prices can be a drawback and you can get a lot more house for the money if you just go 20 to 25 minutes away, it also brings access unlike any other place in the state to both the city life, the suburban life, and the outdoors. And look, Salt Lake City and city life is not for everybody. And if it's too much for you, number 8 on the list might be a little bit better of a fit. Okay, next up on the list is number 8, and that's Ogden. Ogden is a gritty small town that's kind of been the afterthought with respect to the locals in terms of how we view these cities along the Wasatch Front. But at its core, Ogden is a beautiful little mountain town or small city that is thriving and being redeveloped right before our eyes, just like so many other places along the Wasatch Front. Now look, once a very gritty, now an affordable mountain town with a revitalized downtown, Ogden has captured outdoor lovers who want to go skiing up at Snow Basin, or maybe they want to go hiking on a regular basis. And the best part is this particular area in this metropolitan area is the most affordable amongst the 3 metropolitan areas along the Wasatch Front. And unlike so many other places around the country where you have a metropolitan area here and another one hundreds of miles away, here along the Wasatch Front, we have 3 metropolitan areas that have blended together from Ogden to Salt Lake City to the south, and even further south, we have the Provo metro area, and all 3 of those areas are fully accessible, with Salt Lake City being the epicenter of these 3 metropolitan areas. And from right here in downtown Salt Lake City, I can travel to the northern end of the Ogden metro or the southern end of the Provo metro within just 45 minutes, which means within an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how far I'm traveling, I can pretty much hit all 2.5 million residents that live along the Wasatch Front. And while Ogden's history of being that rougher town or rougher city, those stigmas and that reputation still lingers today, but Ogden is turning into one of Utah's best hidden gems. And if you want to learn more about Ogden, just a few months ago, I created a really thorough video where I actually went on site up to the areas within Ogden, including the most desirable historic center of the city, and I really shared a lot of information about Ogden. So if you want to learn more about it, check out that video. You can find it here on my channel. But in that video, I call this one of the best secrets in the state of Utah, and it's certainly a hidden gem that's worth exploring if you're looking for that particular lifestyle. But if you're looking for a smaller community, a small town, and a strong sense of community, number 7 might be better for you. Okay, number 7 on the list is Logan. Logan sits about an hour and a half north of Salt Lake City in Cache Valley. And when you make this drive past Ogden and up through the mountain range to get into Cache Valley, it opens up and all you see is farmland and these small towns, along with the small city of Logan. It's a beautiful small city and it's home to Utah State University. And look, Logan also has a very small town feel, which makes it very much more attractive. It also offers a much more affordable cost of living when compared to that of Salt Lake City or even the Provo-Orem metropolitan areas along the Wasatch Front. It's great for families, it's great for retirees as long as you can handle and withstand the cold, because it does get colder in Logan than it does in the other areas throughout the Wasatch Front. And it's one of those things that's kind of funny. It's got small farming communities all over the place, combined with a major university. And when that university is in session and school is going on, there are a lot of students that take over this small city. But the reason for me that really makes Logan stand out is its unmatched sense of community and pride in Cache Valley and Logan. It runs deep and people that live there love it there. And I've often said, including to my own wife, that if we were to live in a small city in Utah, Logan would be number 1 or number 2 on my list, because I do think this area is so beautiful and so attractive and has so much going for it. But look, if Logan feels too small and too far away from the major cities, number 6 on the list might be a good fit for you. All right, number 6 on the list is Saratoga Springs. This is one of the cities that I get the most attention for because this is one of the fastest growing cities in the state of Utah, as it sits right next to and in between Lehigh and Eagle Mountain. Saratoga Springs has amazing views overlooking past Utah Lake and over to the Wasatch Mountain Range. It is a beautiful scene when that sunset kicks in, or even in the sunrise in the morning. But Saratoga Springs offers so much that's yet to come that people are starting to catch the vision for, and people are moving to Saratoga Springs in droves. And look, besides being one of the fastest growing cities that is positioned right there on the shores of Utah Lake, Saratoga Springs offers so much more for families. This is a really attractive place for people that either work in the tech sector because of its proximity to the tech corridor and Silicon Slopes right up and down I-15 between Lehigh and down south into Provo and north up into Salt Lake City. Saratoga Springs is well positioned for this growth that's taking place. The only negative that I've seen thus far is that the growth is so incredibly fast that it's outpaced the infrastructure development. Now, that infrastructure is currently under construction. They're building the freeway systems here right now. So if you're looking to make the move to Saratoga Springs now, you're probably and likely getting a big bargain in terms of future appreciation that will kick in once this infrastructure is complete. They're building these freeway systems right now as we speak. In the next 24, 36, and 48 months, as this project is completed, it's going to transform the desirability of this area, which of course is going to make it more desirable and drive prices up. Now, I think that this is one of the best bargains in real estate right now in Saratoga Springs, because as I compare the exact same home up in South Jordan to a home in Saratoga Springs, it's about 20%, if not more, less expensive just because it's in Saratoga Springs. And I firmly believe that as this infrastructure develops and is built out further, this area's appreciation is going to catch up with the southern section of Salt Lake County, and it's going to increase the potential for increase in value in real estate. And I think that's a smart play. And so while this area has been fueled by growth, and with that comes construction and the headaches of living in an area that's booming, but the positives are everything's new. There's a brand new Costco, there's countless restaurants that have gone in, and many, many more to come, as well as the freeway infrastructure that's being built. This is an area that's really at the top of my list in terms of places that I think most people should consider living. And I really truly believe that as people relocate and move to the state of Utah, it's kind of cool to plug into a community that's growing, that people are moving to from all over the place, because you can find more like-minded people and make new friends as you yourself are making a new move and a big transition yourself. And if you like Saratoga Springs, wait till you see number 5 on the list. Now, moving back northward into Salt Lake County, this is a bigger, larger developed area than Saratoga Springs, and that's West Jordan. West Jordan sits in the heart of the Salt Lake Valley on the western side, and it's a larger city within the framework of Salt Lake County and the Salt Lake City metropolitan area. And the thing that makes West Jordan more appealing to so many people over other neighborhoods, especially those of South Jordan or even further south in Harriman, is that West Jordan's a little bit more affordable. West Jordan is positioned really right in the center of the Salt Lake Valley, in between the northwest quadrant and the southwest quadrant of the Salt Lake Valley, and that place in particular is kind of the point where properties get nicer and more expensive as you move from north to south. And West Jordan is a perfect place to be right in the heart of the Salt Lake City metropolitan area without paying Park City prices or even Draper or Alpine or Highland prices. This is an area that's very attractive, and most of its growth is occurring on the western edge up along the West Bench. Now, one of the communities within West Jordan that I'm most excited about is a community where they're building 3,000 new homes, and it's right there on the West Bench, and it's called Terrain. Now, I recently created a video about this particular community as well. It's really an attractive place to move into, and it's just beginning. And whenever you can get into a development early on, you're going to not only take advantage of making friendships with other new people that are moving into the neighborhood, but you're going to take advantage of the upside that comes with being in those initial phases, and you're going to realize more gains in terms of real estate values over time and appreciation. And look, while West Jordan may be a little less glamorous than perhaps Lehigh or South Jordan or Draper, and its other neighboring cities to the south, West Jordan is a phenomenal place to make and call home. But if you want to level up and move into something that's exploding in growth as well as values and prices, number 4 on the list might be for you. Okay, number 4 on the list is Park City. Park City is one of the most appealing places for people to move to in the state of Utah. It just happens to fit outside of the budget of the vast majority. Park City is attracting not only millionaires, but billionaires from all over the world who are choosing to buy property in this area for a couple of main primary reasons. Number 1, it's incredibly close proximity to a major metropolitan area in the Salt Lake City metro area, and its proximity by default to the Salt Lake City International Airport. You can land at the Salt Lake City International Airport and be in Park City in just 45 minutes and be at your ski resort of choice or be at your luxury property. And so when you compare Park City to other mountain towns like Aspen or Jackson Hole or Lake Tahoe or Big Bear, California, these areas can't touch what Park City provides in terms of proximity and access to both the outdoors as well as the amenities and the airport and everything that comes with city life. And look, Park City started as a small mining town. It was a silver mine that was the focus of the town. It's also, for many, many years, been the focus of the celebrity scene coming to the state of Utah in hosting the Sundance Film Festival. Now, this year coming up in 2026 will be the last year for the Sundance Film Festival here in Utah as it's moving to Colorado. But it has so much more than just the film festival to bring people here. There are elite skills, world-class skiing and training facilities, and so much more if you're into the outdoors, whether it be in the wintertime or the summertime. People come here from all over the world to go mountain biking. People come from all over the world to go skiing and to experience this mountain lifestyle. So who exactly is Park City for? Well, of course, first and foremost, it's for wealthy individuals. It might be people that have retired and already made their money. It might be for wealthy professionals. It might be for professional athletes as well. And for many people, it becomes a second home, a luxury vacation home, so to speak. And that's for those who want this mountain luxury lifestyle. And while it is expensive, it is unmatched with respect to the prestige that comes along with owning and living in Park City, as well as the lifestyle that it provides. But if Park City completely feels out of reach for you, number 3 on the list might be better for you as it's the tech hub of the state of Utah. Okay, number 3 on the list is Lehigh. A lot of people don't know how to say this funny word. They might say Lehi, but it's pronounced Lehigh. And Lehigh sits just on the northern tip of Utah County, directly south of Draper and Salt Lake County, and it is the epicenter of the tech scene here along the Wasatch Front and in the state of Utah. And despite being the heart of Silicon Slopes and tech headquarters everywhere and all the booming growth that comes with it, it's attracted so many young professionals and families in so many other industries, and of course anyone wanting to be near the tech scene in general. And while this area is phenomenal for jobs, it's actually really funny because as I have so many people moving to the state of Utah and engaging with me and having conversations about where they want to live, they're really mindful that they want to be close to this region as they see future job growth playing into their decisions decisions as well. So many people might choose to live in neighboring cities of Highland, Alpine, Pleasant Grove, or Saratoga Springs, just so they have access to the center of Lehigh and the jobs that are there and that will be coming there in the future. And right now, at least, my favorite thing about Lehigh is, yes, the I-15 corridor moves incredibly smoothly, even during rush hour. But once you branch off of that during rush hour, when you're trying to head home, especially if you're getting off of I-15 to go through Lehigh to get over west into Saratoga Springs, this, I believe, is some of the worst traffic in the state of Utah right now. But luckily, the infrastructure is well thought out and planned and currently under construction. So this is a temporary problem that's going to be remedied very soon. And moving on, if you want a balance of awesome suburban life and unmatched mountain access, number 2 is going to be for you. Okay, number 2 on my list is Sandy, and Sandy is located just south of downtown Salt Lake City on the eastern side of the valley up against the Wasatch Mountains, and Sandy has become incredibly desirable for so many reasons, but of course one of those is access to Salt Lake City and everything that comes with that, but the real reason is access to the Little Cottonwood and Big Cottonwood Canyons, where you'll see 4 ski resorts that have some of the best world-class skiing and snowboarding unmatched in North America. And it's these 2 canyons and these 4 ski resorts that drive real estate prices in Sandy to a very great degree. So many people want to live here because they want access to those mountains for the winter activities as well as the summertime activities. But really what it comes down to is this area is growing incredibly fast in terms of values because a lot of people are starting to buy some of these older properties, renovate them, fix them up, and make them more appealing. And with those ski resorts so close, the ski resorts that average over 500 inches of snow every single season, and on big years like we had just a few years ago, they surpassed 900 inches of snow that year. It's one of those big drivers as to why people are choosing to make Sandy their home. But there's so much more about Sandy than just the ski resorts. It's really a large suburban city with a small downtown style area with the city hall and a major theater in the Hell Center Theater that's a major attraction in Sandy as well. And while there are other points of interest, including an amazing amphitheater and so much more, one of the other points of interest and attractions in Sandy is Jordan Commons as well as Real Salt Lake. Now, just a few months ago, the Larry H. Miller Group purchased Real Salt Lake, the professional soccer team, from the Ryan Smith Entertainment Group here in Utah, who purchased the Utah Jazz from the Larry H. Miller Group just a few short years ago. And the intention here is to combine not only the Real Salt Lake Stadium and its surrounding areas, along with Jordan Commons to the east on the east side of State Street, to redevelop this area into a massive sports and entertainment district that's going to blow everything else out of the water, in my opinion. I think that the Larry H. Miller Group is going to do this right, and it's something that's definitely going to happen here in Sandy, so watch out in the future because this is going to be one of those attractions that a lot of people go to a professional soccer game to see Real Salt Lake, or maybe you just want to go to a movie or out to eat. This is going to be one of those major attractions and areas in Sandy that makes it that much more appealing for its residents. So look, Sandy is attractive for families as well as individuals and outdoor enthusiasts. It's also very attractive for professionals who want balance in their lives and still have access to the city, whether that be Salt Lake City or even the tech scene down in Lehigh just a few minutes to the south. There's amazing schools here, there's unmatched and unfettered outdoor access, the lifestyle here is amazing. The homes aren't necessarily cheap. You're going to spend a little bit more money for the houses here because of all of the benefits that Sandy provides. There's also a lot of older neighborhoods, they're more established areas, and so a lot of these homes might need remodeling and renovation. So if you've got the stomach for that, Sandy could be one of those perfect places for you. Which brings us to number 1 on my list, where if you're looking for that new construction or that little bit more established area, has a really healthy balance. And for me at least, it's the best overall place in the entire state of Utah to live right now. Okay, that's it. Number 1 on my list is South Jordan. I'm going to be really selfish here. This happens to be the city in which I live and make home, and I've lived here for over a decade. I think South Jordan is the best place to live in Utah right now, so let me share why. Now, of course, I'm biased because I live here, but I think that South Jordan offers something that no other area does, and that to me means everything, and I think that's why it's making the number 1 spot on my list. And look, South Jordan is a family-friendly suburb of Salt Lake County with rapid development, especially in the massive community known as Daybreak, but it's also got tons of other new communities as well. And with major shopping hubs like the District, it really has everything you need with respect to suburban life that really makes it attractive. And look, it's perfect for people that don't have families. It's perfect for families, young people, old people. It's perfect for everybody as being well positioned with respect to how close in proximity it is to Salt Lake City and accessing everything that Salt Lake City provides, as well as the proximity over to the mountains and the canyons beyond Sandy as it borders Sandy to the west. It offers kind of a perfect mix of everything. I kind of look at South Jordan as kind of being the Goldilocks of cities here, just because it really gives you access to everything. And the real estate prices in South Jordan are going to be a little bit less than neighboring cities of Sandy or Draper or south down into Alpine or Highland. And so it really gives you a lot to really grow with over time. And it also offers you a number of options with respect to real estate. Whether you want to live in a major master planned community in Daybreak with smaller lots, but countless amenities, that's really great. But it also has tons of neighborhoods with large lots, with big half-acre, third-acre lots. This is the place for you. There's a lot of neighborhoods throughout South Jordan where the neighborhoods are bigger and the lots, the houses themselves are spread out. So if you're looking for that ranch-style home on a half acre, South Jordan is honestly one of the best, cleanest, and beautiful places that you can find that type of home here along the Wasatch Front. And for me, at least, and my family, it offers the perfect balance between affordability, even though we could really make that argument that nothing's really affordable anymore, but it's more affordable than some other areas. And while it may not be as glitzy and glammy as Park City or Alpine, for example, it certainly has a lot to love about living and moving to South Jordan. I think it's number one on my list for so many reasons. I could go on for an hour talking about as to why, but there's so much value in the unique combination that South Jordan is providing. And for that reason, it's number one on my list. Now, for you guys that are watching, drop a comment below. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm just too biased, but this is just my opinion. So share your opinions in the comments below. And there you have it, the 10 best places to live in Utah right now, from the deserts of southern Utah in St. George to my hometown that I currently live in right now in South Jordan. There's so many amazing places to live throughout the state of Utah. And my hope is that by providing information, I can offer you clarity in the decisions that you're choosing to make as you make the move to or within the state of Utah. And as always, my team and I are here for you. We'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. We have the expert guidance that you need to make sure that you make that move with confidence. So you can find our information down in the description below, or you can book a call with us on that link that you'll find in the pinned comment on this and every video. And please, if I've earned it, hit that subscribe button as it helps me get in front of more people just like you. And if you're looking to learn more about life in Utah, check out these videos next. And until the next time, thanks.